might have just turned into Monday morning. And while wife, baby, and lovable 4-year-old are asleep, I thought it would be fun for us to do a long overdue live stream for the Noel ComiX YouTube channel. I was actually planning on live streaming on Friday night, but Santino was not wanting to go to bed, and we ended up having a really late bedtime. So let's lower Tim Allen there on Johnny Carson for a second. And then yesterday was SummerSlam. I got invited to go watch SummerSlam, and I was hoping it would get done at around 11 o'clock. That was wishful thinking. So that didn't happen. So it ended up, hey, Sinister, how the heck are you, man? So I'm here tonight. I was just telling people out there in YouTube land that I wanted to stream. Hey, International Channel and Diego. All right, the gang's all here. I was telling, at the start of the live stream, I wanted to stream Friday evening. Nick, how the heck are you, my friend? Long time no see. I wanted to stream Friday. Santino didn't go to bed till like midnight. So by the time he finally fell asleep, it was like 12:17 a.m. And I was just like, this is too late. So I'll stream on Saturday. And then I was hoping SummerSlam would get done at 11 o'clock so I could just come home and live stream. And that didn't work out because SummerSlam ran till like well after midnight. So everyone's asleep in the house. So now we can get some live streaming done on Sunday night. Traditionally, the night that I would watch Hey 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 Music Champ, Raw, Dragon Ball Z, good episodes of The Simpsons, Malcolm in the Middle, Sonic the Hedgehog. How the heck are you, my friend? Sonic, always a big fan of your work. So I'm thinking tonight we'll do a variety of things, but we'll start off with some Final Fantasy 15. As you're watching the channel, you'll know that I recently beat Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have nothing but good things to say about that game. The only thing mildly critical I'll say about it is that some of the some parts of the game felt a little drawn out. Stuff in the original Final Fantasy that might have taken you 5 minutes might take you like an hour in the remake because of just some, longer pathways and extra tasks and all this other stuff. Well, it's really nice that International Channel and Diego are, getting to chat with each other. Starchy Stitch. Wait a second, is that Kendrin? I don't remember. Finally got around to playing that game hunt. Huh? Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Yeah, no, I did. I did finally beat Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yes, it is, Kendrin. Very good. Hopefully you're having a good summer. Let's enjoy it while we got it, because the clock's ticking. But we got, till September. You got till September 8th. I got till September 7th. So milk it for all it's worth. Cool. Yeah, so I started Final Fantasy 15 after beating Final Fantasy 7. My goal for the summer was to beat Dreadful Biomonster Jesus, Metal Slater Glory, and the game that has been requested on the channel for like a year. What game was that? The Hunt? That game hunt? It's been so long. I'm sorry. I don't even remember the game. My son has been watching a lot of Crazy Mario Brothers, and I've been watching it with him because it's hilarious. I don't know if you watch this channel. The kid who does this is like obscenely talented. Like, I thought this was like a college guy doing it. The kid's like 16, and basically what he does is he gets his World of Nintendo plushies and just like does these hilarious skits. So hey Mario, how's it going? Like that kind of thing. So Santino and I will usually just die laughing. Well, the reason I bring that up is because like they play some more modern games on that, like Friday Night Funkin' or Among Us, so that it gets kind of referenced in those skits. Or they do like little fun live streams with the plushies. But so the most recent game that I've played is Final Fantasy VII Remake, and now I'm getting into some Final Fantasy 15. Like I said, my goal over the summer, actually, I started saying this and then I got distracted. SummerSlam was very mediocre. I'll explain in a minute. I wanted to be Metal Slater Glory, Dreadful Bio Monster Jesus, and Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I beat all those three. And then if I had time, I wanted to beat Final Fantasy 15. And if I can get done with Final Fantasy 15, the next game that I'd like to beat is um, Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5. Yeah, I didn't actually realize you can cut his hat off, and he has this like nice kind of LeBron James hair, so it's nice. He's very distinguished right there. Nice. How was SummerSlam? So as you know, I'm a big AEW fan. I'm a big WCW fan, and AEW is the successor to WCW. And Friday night, CM Punk debuted for AEW, and it was like pandemonium. There's not a lot of times in pro wrestling where things just kind of stand still, and you're just kind of in the moment, and you're like, what the hell is going to happen next? That CM Punk coming out in AEW was one of those moments. It was really, really, really good. The crowd was just screaming CM Punk before the show even started, and like he came out right away, and it was fantastic to see that kind of a response in pro wrestling. It was really exciting. It was perfectly executed, and was about as good an experience as you can ask for in professional wrestling. CM Punk debuting in AEW. Why am I bringing this up? Because SummerSlam, Rampage is an hour show. SummerSlam was 3 hours, okay? The hour-long episode of Rampage, in my opinion, was much better than SummerSlam. SummerSlam, the best part about SummerSlam was in my opinion, was John Cena versus Roman Reigns. And I was really rooting for John Cena. A lot of people praise Roman Reigns, and I'm going to be honest, I have not watched a WWE program on television in a while. Like, I think the last one I watched was the episode of Monday Night Raw that Hulk Hogan was on, and he was hanging out with Drew McIntyre, and Randy Orton was bullying Mark Henry, who was like some bloated sad sack on a scooter or something. I was really dumb. It was horrible. But I love Hulk Hogan, so that's why I watched it. Anyway, Hulk's segment was okay, but like I'm just so I don't watch WWE. It's not that I don't. It's not that I like am prejudiced against it. I just can't. I've tried. I'll occasionally try to watch an NXT, and I just don't really like it that much. And like, I mean, I haven't. I'll admit I haven't seen much of SmackDown, but everyone's like, Roman Reigns is so amazing as a bad guy, and it's like, from what I've seen in the pay-per-views, it's like he's more confident. He's definitely better as a bad guy because there's no pressure on him to have to get cheered when everybody hates him. So that's good. But I don't know. Roman Reigns has this kind of, he's not that good on the mic, and I understand that's why he has Paul Heyman, but like, he's just like this big sassy bad guy. And I'm like, okay, so like, I mean, he's got a good look and he's got some physically impressive moves, but it's like, I don't know, he's okay. Like, but he's nothing, he's not like knocking my socks off. But again, like, who am I? I'm just some fan. Hey, Arrow, how the heck are you? I go out to take the trash, and the moment I get back, I see you're streaming. Yes. I had wanted to stream the last couple of days, but scheduling did not help that, and SummerSlam was part of that. So I'm talking about SummerSlam because International Channel was asking how SummerSlam was. And I'm just saying how much you think Roman Reigns is mediocre. Good surprise to see for the night. Yes, absolutely. But like John Cena, he came back, and they've kind of hit the it's kind of refreshing to see John Cena after he'd been back. Been gone for so long, so I was rooting for him. But the second I had heard that the stipulation was going to be like, oh, Roman Reigns is going to leave if he loses, I'm like, well, that's really bad, because I didn't know that was a stipulation. At first I was like, well, maybe John Cena will win, because they were giving all these clues that like, well, it's been a year that Roman Reigns has been champ, and whenever they give like the time frame someone's been champ, that's usually a clue that they're going to lose, to try to help the person that's going to lose save face. But I don't know. So, but the match itself was The match itself was between Roman Reigns and John Cena was exciting. I actually got up off the chair because I thought there were some times when John Cena was going to win, and I was actually really, happy. And then he lost, and then he just lost, and I was like, this sucks. I was kind of happy. I hope Brock beats Roman. I hate them both. I mean, like they're. This is so Sinister is kind of getting is kind of telling you like there's two major things that happened at SummerSlam. One, Becky Lynch came back. Two, Brock Lesnar came back. Brock Lesnar looks really, really weird. He's got a odd man bun and a beard. I don't know. I'll give him this. He did not turn blue on his way to the ring, which is definitely a step in the right direction. That shows he's been working on his cardio. Because Brock Lesnar has literally the worst cardio I've ever seen in professional wrestling. And that's, I mean, not taking anything away from his MMA acumen or like his amateur pro wrestling career or anything like that. But I'm telling you, as a professional wrestler, I don't think he's very good. So, I mean, so CM Punk, we all know, is a really good professional wrestler and a bad UFC fighter. Brock Lesnar is an above average UFC fighter who has held the heavyweight title and a bad professional wrestler. That's my take on it. So Brock Lesnar's back with a weird new look. He came out and challenged Roman Reigns after Roman Reigns beat John Cena, which was really disappointing because it would have been fun if John Cena won. The pay-per-view itself just dragged ass. Goldberg was there. It was kind of cool to see Goldberg. I don't care that Goldberg's old. Sting has shown us you can be in your 60s and still be a complete badass if you're booked correctly. However, this is WWE we're talking about, so Goldberg was not booked correctly. Goldberg is so, Goldberg definitely has Brock Lesnar beaten in terms of charisma, in my opinion, and his moves in the ring look more precise. Like Brock Lesnar is basically like suplex, snap, F5. That's pretty much what he does. But Goldberg, spear, side kicks, suplexes, some, martial arts strikes kind of thing, he's pretty cool. So it was cool to see Goldberg, but it was, he lost to Bobby Lashley, so it was like, whatever. And then the big return besides Brock Lesnar at the end, which was supposed to be their answer to CM Punk, was Becky Lynch coming back. And again, I'm not a real Becky Lynch fan. A lot of it has to do with her theme music not going with her character. And her whole thing is like, I'm the man. Like, I don't even get what that means. Like, what is this supposed to be? Like, is she edgy? Does she have like a secret penis or something? Like, I'm not like trying to be provocative. Like, I'm literally like, they're clearly the whole thing of like, I'm the man is supposed to be like some kind of edgy thing. I don't know if she's supposed to be like as good as the men, or so she's very attractive, but the whole like I'm the man thing, I don't really see as being like this major lightning slogan or something like that. Again, she's really pretty and seems like she's like a pretty good professional wrestler from what I've seen of her. But her debut was kind of dumb because it was like Bianca Blair was supposed to fight Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks didn't show up. So the logical thing booking would be like, well, have like Stephanie McMahon or someone come out and say like, well, Sasha Banks couldn't be here for reasons or something like that. And then you can like fill in the blank. Like you come up with anything you want. Like she was run over by a car, or she's got COVID, or like whatever. Think of something, So we had to cut. So someone else is going to challenge you for the belt, and then like Becky Lynch will come out and everyone will freak out. Instead, what they did was they had Carmella come out, which apparently is a match that everyone's seen a million times, and everyone was like oh boo, and then Becky Lynch comes out and everyone's like yay. But then so if you want to like sell Becky Lynch as a legitimate threat, if you're like whoever like that Bianca girl is with the giant ponytail, she should not be acting happy that Becky Lynch is coming out, which she was doing. Can I promote you for my friend? Please! Telltales, Miles Tales Prower, I said hello. Anyway. Bianca Blair's like, oh, yay, Becky Lynch is here. It's like, no! If she's supposed to be a threat to your title, you should be like, methodically pacing in the corner trying to figure out what to do. You shouldn't be like, I'm a fan too, I'm so happy you're here. And then like what they ended up doing is having a squash match with Becky Lynch and Bianca Blair, and it was like, what the hell even is this? So the other thing, and again, like I don't watch a lot of WWE, but I stumbled across some like pro wrestling observer figure four online YouTube channel commentary from Brian Alvarez, who wrote the worst wrestling book ever written, The Death of WCW. That said, some of his wrestling commentary is kind of interesting to listen to. And he was like bitching about WWE and was saying like how Drew McIntyre had a sword. And then that kind of got my attention because I'm like, okay, if Drew McIntyre has a magic sword, I'm going to watch because the idea of a pro wrestler with the Soul Calibur or something like that is hilarious and interesting and exciting. But it's not like that. Like the sword isn't magic. Like I was saying at the pay-per-view, like they should have the sword talk to him. It should shoot lightning. They should do backstage segments where the sword shoots lightning at people. Like he should have a thought bubble above his head that's the sword talking to him. Like WWE's got to choose a direction, okay? They can't be doing this 1 foot in the cartoon, 1 foot in the watered down Attitude Era stuff. They got to go gritty Attitude Era, or yes, the dark side of Hulk Hogan and his sword. Just go batshit crazy 1994 WCW, and I mean that as a true fan of 1994 WCW. When I met Sting, I told him how much I loved the Dungeon of Doom and his role, fighting the Dungeon of Doom, and he looked at me like I was crazy, but he seemed to appreciate what I said. That Dungeon of Doom stuff where people were teleporting and Hulk Hogan was running through the rainforest and the Giant was smashing through stone walls like the Kool-Aid Man. Like, just do... If you're going to be kiddie and cartoony, then you need to act like you're on drugs with the amount of insanity that you... And I'm not promoting drugs, because that's stupid. You should be creative and funny without doing drugs, as CM Punk will be straight edge, like, CM Punk. But like he needed to have like a magic sword, Yeah, no, Drew McIntyre's look is cool. He was really boring looking when he came back, and I actually thought he was pretty boring looking in TNA as well. I thought the Dungeon of Doom was the equivalent of DC Comics Legion of Doom. Yes, it was, but it was all like random WWF bad guys. Or just people who didn't like Hulk Hogan that had been powered up with the evil power of, the Dungeon Master and the Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan, and the Yeti. Yeah. And the Giant, who is in AEW and is going to be wrestling a match on September 5th. So Drew McIntyre's sword is Vince McMahon's real life sword. Is that right? That's all the more reason for it to have like mystical powers. Like, I mean, you could do something like, this is the ancient McMahon family sword that gives Vince McMahon his like secret powers or something like that. So this was another thing that pissed me off. Apparently, funny, Gary Spivey is still in business. He should, yes. So Yeti was, yes, I knew Yeti was Reese from the Flock, but was meant to be Giant Gun. Did not know that the Yeti was supposed to be Giant Gonzalez. I knew he was Reese though. I never understood why the Yeti didn't look like a Yeti. He looked like a mummy or a ninja, which again is fine with me. But like, you should probably explain that a little bit. But that's the thing. If you're like completely insane, like WCW was, it doesn't really matter that you have a mummy ninja who drives a monster truck. Just saying that is entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Just like pick that direction and commit to it. And you know how that works? Remember Broken Matt Hardy in TNA? He did that, and everyone loved it because it was hilarious and cool and fun. Anyway, that's like the only thing about Sami Callihan in TNA that's good, is that he has teleportation powers. Anyway, what was I talking about? Let me look at the chat. That was something I was going to say. Yeah, Gary Spivey was hilarious as like Mr. Wonderful's life coach. and he'd like the thought bubbles. If anyone can find the episode of Worldwide where Gary Spivey is in a thought bubble above Mr. Wonderful's head, it was like the, the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I know I didn't dream that. I know that exists. I know there was a promo where Gary Spivey is in a thought bubble above Mr. Wonderful's head, and we can all see it on TV. Like, the thing that bothers me is, like, Dave Meltzer was like bitching about like the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior stuff in 1998, and he's like, well, I don't understand, how come we as the audience can see Hulk Hogan's hallucinations of the Ultimate Warrior? Because the Ultimate Warrior is magic, okay? That's the thing. He's not supposed to be realistic. He's the Ultimate Warrior. He's some kind of like coked up, roided up, Native American Venice Beach bodybuilder or whatever the hell he's supposed to be. It doesn't have to make sense. It's just got to be within the framework of his character, which is completely insane anyway. Yes, dramatic irony. Thank you, Sinister, for your. See, you're getting an English class and a comedic wrestling rant all in one on this live stream. But in conclusion, SummerSlam was mediocre to bad, in my opinion. Same reason audience can see Invisible Key in Dragon Ball. Yes, thank you. The same way that people can see Invisible Key in Dragon Ball is the same reason why we as the wrestling audience can see the Ultimate Warrior in the mirror. And the Ultimate Warrior was like he would have like dry ice and he'd appear and disappear. He was like Prince in the Dave Chappelle skit, which made it even better. There are things about WCW in the late 90s that haunt me, because if a couple things had been done differently, it would have been so good. Like, I mean, WCW is the greatest wrestling company that ever existed as far as I'm concerned. And I say that with no irony at all. I love WCW. The Warrior, but Hogan flat out kept saying Ultimate Warrior because that's his name. I don't care about the copyright, right? So anyway, okay. So Bret Hart and the Ultimate Warrior, had they been booked better, WCW never would have lost their momentum to WWF. So, we all know, I didn't actually think the Warrior Hogan match in 98 was that bad. Like, everyone's like, oh, this match was a complete abomination, and what was... I didn't think it was that bad. This was the bad thing about it, okay? There's two really bad things about it. Hogan botched the fireball, okay? That kind of stuff happens when you have things happening in a wrestling match with bells and whistles. Those, a lot of death matches where they have, the ring explode at the end, the fireworks doesn't work, and then it's kind of, disappointing. That kind of stuff can happen, When you're using that kind of stuff and it misfires, you got to kind of work on the fly. So, okay. So Hogan was supposed to blind the Ultimate Warrior with a fireball, the same way, he got blinded by the photographer against Yokozuna or whatever. Okay, and that's how Warrior is supposed to lose to Hogan and save face or whatever. So he misses the fireball, it goes off in his hand. Now, that should not have been the end of the match. The thing that made the match, not good. Because it's within Hulk's character to try to cheat that way. All right? But then the issue comes, what do you do? Because the narrative still makes sense when Hulk's fireball doesn't go off. It tries to go off and he messes it up. Okay. I don't mind the finger poke of doom. Yeah, I know. I agree completely. And it made sense because Hogan and Nash couldn't beat each other. So Nash gave Hogan the belt and Hogan gave Nash the leadership role in the NWO. It made complete sense. I like the finger poke of doom. My only issue with it was that the NWO never actually had any kind of conclusion or resolution with the Wolfpack Elite. And with the Wolfpack Elite, we end up getting the Elite in Bullet Club and All Elite Pro Wrestling. So I completely, like the finger poke of doom. Anyway, they sent a Horace Hogan out to help Hulk Hogan at the end. That made no sense. There was, what they should have done was send Bret Hart out to help Hulk Hogan. And now you have Ultimate Warrior, Bret Hart, and Hulk Hogan. And you could ask yourself, well, why would Bret Hart be helping Hulk Hogan? Now, it could be one of two things. You could have Bret Hart help Hulk Hogan because he's joining the NWO, or better, you could have Bret Hart help Hulk Hogan because he doesn't want someone to beat Hulk Hogan before he gets the Hulk Hogan. Like, he's afraid the Ultimate Warrior is going to beat him definitively. So Bret Hart gets involved and he's like, no, he's mine. I'm going to be the one to take him out. Or you could have done a thing where Bret Hart does a fake alliance with Hulk Hogan to lure him into a false sense of security and then turn on him. All of these things would have been really good and made that match like a memorable, good match. But, hindsight's 2020, and Eric Bischoff was so overwhelmed with, controlling wrestlers backstage. Bret was already in the NWO. It would have been a reconciliation. Oh, then that would have it would have made sense. Yeah. So it would have been perfect to do that. But they didn't do it. And, so my understanding is like Bischoff, he was overwhelmed by the corporate bullshit within AOL Time Warner. Bret and Hogan were having problems on Team NWO at War Games, the previous pay-per-view. Yeah, okay. Then it writes itself. Like, what the hell? That would have made perfect. I don't know, whatever, man. But all I'm saying is, like, that Hogan Warrior match would have been perfectly fine if Bret Hart came out and helped Hulk Hogan at the end of the match. Then you can set up a run of an alliance with Hogan and Bret. I would have put the tag team belts on Hogan and Bret Hart, and then have Bret turn on Hulk or Hulk turn on Bret, and then have them have a match. That would have been really good, but it didn't happen. And now there's no WCW, and we had to wait for, decades for AEW to finally come back and start putting WWF on notice with really good wrestling on Turner Television. Anywho. So, I've rambled for a half an hour about pro wrestling. Hopefully, you've had some degree of entertainment from that. So, I'm going to grab a beverage, and we're going to play some Final Fantasy 15, and we'll see what else we play. It would have worked because Bret was feuding with Sting, and Sting and Warrior. Dude, yeah, I actually remember that. Sting and Warrior had a match with Hogan and Bret. I remember that. And that was a good match. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't understand about Bret Hart. Because, the thing I understand is this, right? Hogan and Nash probably did not like Bret Hart that much. Now, do I think Hogan and Nash were that vain to sabotage the company to keep Bret Hart down? No, I don't. Because they and Hogan and Nash would end up getting hurt from that as well. But I think they didn't really put a big effort out to help Bret Hart be booked properly, and they had a lot of power. The thing was, I think, again, Bischoff just was not paying attention to creative, and the wrestlers were kind of left to their own devices. Yes, no surprise, I really was a WCW fan. I watched Remember a lot. Yeah, no, I loved as you should be. Too sweet right there. Scott Hall, everyone that came over, Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Kevin Nash, they were all booked like parallel to how they were booked in WWF. So it always worked really well, like almost all the time. Even like IRS and Big Boss Man, like they came over and it was like pretty much parallel. So Bret Hart comes over, right? He's like Hogan was the hottest heel, Sting was the hottest face, Bret Hart was the hottest commodity and the champion of the WWF, which was the number 2 wrestling company at the time. And we're talking like big number 2. Yes, Big Bubba and VK Wall Street. Yes. So, like, I understand, like, WWF was, like, very much the number 2 wrestling company in the United States. But, like, Bret Hart was their champion, and that holds a lot of weight. In his loss, like, he was the, like, centerpiece of the WWF, which was considered, like, a legitimate, really interesting wrestling company that people still watched and was the competition to WCW. So you get their heavyweight champ, right, who loses his belt in the most insane way possible. And what do? You don't book him as a heavyweight champion or like the real world's champion or someone who's like thirsty for the heavyweight belt and gunning like immediately for Hogan or Sting or even Kevin Nash, who's like friends with Shawn Michaels. You barely play like after the screw job when Rick Rude came out and the NWO all had Canadian flags. That was really good. But it was like when Bret Hart showed up, he had shitty theme music that sounded really weird. And then he was like doing nothing that was within the real heavyweight belt picture, and he was never like he never really seriously was presented as like this is the W. They should have promoted him as the actual WWF champion, but they never did that. Even if they don't say WWF, Starrcade was super botched. It was. The Hogan Sting match was like I didn't see it when it happened, so I just saw the replay, and they did a pretty good job on the replay of making it look like it was a kind of a fast count. But it was, and so it was like you could tell Hogan was like legitimately scared of Sting, but and like that wasn't like I remember watching that and thinking like oh well this is bullshit. I'm a Hulk Hogan fan. People still love it in terms of Sting. Yeah, no, yeah. So, I mean, I remember being a fan at that time and thinking, oh Hogan, I was like a Hulk Hogan fan, so it's like oh this is stupid. Hulk won the match. But I mean, I was still interested in the storyline. It wasn't really until the mid '99, I really feel like they once the NWO storyline wasn't really going anywhere and they didn't know what to do, and that stuff started not being as good. But I still liked WCW. I think Sting should have simply kicked out of Pac. Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. But then again, you hear that Sting, might have been on drugs or had problems. Like, who the hell even knows? Like, no one is honest about that whole situation. But that was, first of all, if are gonna have Bret Hart be a referee, why the hell wouldn't he be the referee in the Hogan Sting match? Do you know what I'm saying? Like Mike Tyson was the referee in Austin Shawn Michaels. So why wouldn't you have Bret Hart be the referee in Hogan Sting when Bret Hart is the WWF champion? As soon as Hogan laid down for Sting, things got weird. I don't even remember that part, quite honestly. You know how that match should have gone? I mean, they should have had Bret Hart be... If you wanted to have shenanigans with the ref and have Bret Hart be the ref, that would have made things interesting. The other thing would have been interesting is if, like, this is how you do the match, okay? And Sting has been doing awesome no-sells in AEW that are really exciting. Okay, here you go. Sting comes out in more dramatic fashion than he did. He just kind of came out in the entranceway, and it was like a little underwhelming, but it was still Sting, and he's still freaking awesome. Okay, right, so keep in mind I'm saying this as a Hogan fan. So Hogan, Sting, ding ding, the match starts. Hogan, surprisingly, starts beating up Sting, and just seems like he does everything. He beats up Sting. Everyone's like, oh, geez, what the hell is going on? So the whole thing, like Hogan dominates the match, looks really good, axe bomber, big boot leg drop, and then he goes to pin Sting, and Sting kicks out immediately, gets up, no sells, Hulk freaks out, Sting death drops him, or puts him in the death lock, and, ends up winning the match. Like, that would have been not a bad match, or like maybe you could have like padded it out more, like let Sting get like Hulk, like you kind of rope a dope it, you know what I'm saying? Like Sting comes back, gets some really spectacular moves off on Hulk, death drop, death lock, and then that would have been cool, and you could have Bret Hart do it, and then let's say that Bret Hart's the ref, Sting's holding up the belt, and then like you see like everyone celebrating, and like Bret Hart like gazing at the belt, or like holding the belt before he gives it to Sting, and he's like kind of like looking at it like he wants it, and you have kind of like a showdown with Bret and Sting kind of glaring at each other. And then like maybe you have Hogan in the background, like defeated but still wanting to get in on it. You could have absolutely had a triple threat with Hogan, Bret, and Sting. Like that. The problem with Bret coming in is that Bret had a hard time fitting in creatively, because you had Hogan and you had Sting as the hottest heel and hottest face in professional wrestling. And now you have the hottest wrestler in the WWF coming in, even better than Austin at the time. And it's like, well, how does he fit into this picture? That's how he fits into this picture, what I just described. I've been talking for 35 minutes about this stuff. So, I'm sorry about that. Or you're welcome if you like it. Anyway, let's play some Final Fantasy 15. I'm on Chapter 2. Thus far, I am liking the game. It reminds me, as someone who just beat Final Fantasy VII Remake, I like Final Fantasy VII Remake better. As much as you don't like how the NWO faded, I don't like how the stupid and flat way the Horsemen were killed off. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, it was just weird. They built up their return and they were really popular. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not a huge Horseman fan, so I don't have a lot of booking ideas, but I think it would have been kind of cool if you're going to really push the Horsemen, you got to put Sting back in the Four Horsemen. And your Four Horsemen could be like, Flair, Sting. Well, Arn Anderson wasn't wrestling anymore. Benoit was still there. You could have had Flair, Sting, Benoit, and Malenko. That could have worked. And if you think Malenko is too boring, you could have done someone else, But I don't know. But they did funny stuff with Ric Flair and Eric Bischoff. Like when Eric Bischoff was like Ric Flair's servant or whatever, that was funny. So, good stuff. Yeah, but I just read things that happen to WCW, and it just sounds like the leadership Damn was great in the ring. Okay. Dean was great. Yes, he was. Dean was great in the ring. Dean was good in the ring, but, kind of lacking in the charisma department. As a lot of those guys were. So, my thing is that a lot of those mid-card guys were lacking in the charisma department, except for Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was cool, and Chris Benoit was freaking hilarious. Not Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho was freaking hilarious. Chris Benoit was just like, I remember when Chris Benoit died before I knew he killed his family, and I was like, yeah, he was a part of my childhood, and he was just always a really solid wrestler and an adequate champion, like, that's what I thought, like, at the time I was like, Benoit's kind of boring, like, if anyone in that mid-card was going to get the belt, it should have been Chris Jericho. Once Jericho and Giant left, that was big, that was a big blow. Actually, Jericho, Giant, and Six, those three leaving were horrible blows to WCW's upper mid-card, because they lost a lot of quality in their roster. Because Jericho got himself over. Six really was kind of like represented a lot of the spirit of the NWO, and Giant had been built into such a heavyweight fixture of WCW during its ascendancy and domination that losing them was a big, big problem. So, anyway. I am playing this on Xbox 360 because I ended up getting the Royal Edition on Xbox 360, and I like the Yoshitaka Amano artwork on it, even though I do have this on PlayStation 4 as well. So, I don't know. I have Final Fantasy 15 on 2 systems. Okay, do. I'm turning the volume up. And where's my controller? Right here. Drop in. It's free. Pluto TV. So, we're 40 minutes in, and I've done no gameplay. So, sorry about that. He looks like a cop or school athletic coach. Yes, he does. He's in AEW right now. I guess he's got Parkinson's, I guess. He's hanging in there. You know, I saw him and Jericho do a segment together. It was fun seeing them together. Their feud in WCW is fantastic. So, you know, my guess is Daniel Bryan will debut at All Out, and Bray Wyatt is apparently on his way once his no compete clause expires. So AEW definitely, those are some big names that they're picking up. And just, you know, book them. Don't book them in a way where they just run over the elite. That would be really stupid. But, you know, I was listening to something today. It's like, you know, we should put Bray Wyatt in charge of the Dark Order. You know, have Kenny Omega fight Daniel Bryan and Ric Flair maybe in AEW. He should be. He definitely should be. He's making a stop in NWA, which I think is really cool. But I would definitely have Flair go back on Turner TV. So far, what I'm liking about Final Fantasy 15, really easy directions. Except there's a horrible sense of direction that I can pretty much follow the map really easily. Just, here, go to this point. It's like, thank you. If I forget what's going on, just go to that point, and all is well. And I like linear gameplay, so you know, nothing, no bothering there. A lot of relaxing walking in this game. Like seriously, there's just a lot of like I'm walking through grass. Listen to the ambient sounds, you know. Like seriously, it's relaxing stuff. Gladius area of expertise. Like as I'm playing this game, I'm really seeing the influence that it had on Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think that, you know, Remake improved on things, but you can definitely see where they got a lot of their ideas from. Oh, okay, let's get moving and grooving. Oh, should hop in my car, right? No, I'm not in my car. Did I get out of my car? I think I did. All right. So we're just gonna run toward this place here. Head toward the Nordeskun blockade. Probably get out of this car here. Out of the way of this car. Lest we get run over. Playing this in Japanese because, you know, Japanese is the way to go. Good voice acting. It's more authentic gameplay experience, in my opinion. So it's becoming painfully obvious that I'm needing to level up here. Because I've been like kicking ass in this game, and now I'm having like real problems. They're like burning elixirs fighting these monsters here. Damn. Let's get out of here. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do a little bit of grinding. Is that a chocobo feather? Let's just go here. Yeah, what the hell is that? Is that a chocobo? Sweet pepper. With the diners and all. The world of Final Fantasy looks like a fantasized. I did like that. That's one thing I'm really liking about Final Fantasy 15 is that it's like it reminds me of kind of like you're saying, right? Like New York City or America, um, but with fantasy elements. What is my level on here? Let me check here. Level 9. I should be able to take these things on. Well, maybe they're friendly. I'll just leave them alone. From here, we'll split into two groups. Prince Noctis, please join the marshal up ahead. So it's me and Core, huh? Yes, I will proceed. So, okay, so international channel. What the hell is the deal with money in this game? Is it just me selling the trinkets I pick up? It doesn't look like I get any money from beating monsters in this game. Like, I fought a lot of monsters, and I don't get any money. You can also see where Final Fantasy VII Remake gets it. Gets its let's squeeze through tight areas mechanic. Once we're in, we launch our ambush, pushing out while support pushes in, crushing the enemy from both sides. I like the story so far. The idea of this guy kind of reminds me of Cloud Strife's original line, Noctis. You know, I like the idea that he has swords that can materialize and he can like teleport, dash, and stuff like that. Where's the enemy? He's also in Tekken 7, and he's actually really good. So, you know, I'm finding there's not a lot of enemy encounters in this game. I mean, maybe it's because I'm playing it on the easier setting, which is fine by me. It's just that, like, I want to make sure I'm leveling up properly. Okay, where's the other stuff? You can tell the fight's still going on here. I think, right? The thing I like about Noctis is how you can like switch your weapons mid-battle. Like I'm gonna go for the bastard sword right here, right? Can I teleport? Yeah, okay. I also like the kind of the Stand By Me vibe that they go for in this game. Makes me want to try to find that Game Boy 1989 launch commercial song and like try to sync it up with this game here. Anything up here that I... Looks like there's something shiny here I can pick up. High elixir, alright. Elixirs seem to be more plentiful in this game. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Haven't played this game, so I don't know. Pause. The Final Fantasy franchise hasn't been the same to me since 10-2. I really liked 13. I know I'm in the minority, but I really like 13. Yeah, I thought 13 was really cool. Damn it, come on! Anyone else? Nope, that doesn't. Looks like I'm moving farther away from my goal here, but just trying to follow the paths. Lower that a little bit. I like how you can always tell when you're on the right path when that little indicator starts popping up. Can I work this catwalk here? I can, but it leads to nothing. As you know, I don't have a good sense of direction. But new items mean new places, which means I'm probably on the right path. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to go to the print shop and get my ramen noodle Final Fantasy things laminated. Nifs couldn't take their eyes off us. Thanks to you, we spread their attention. Oh, look. A big, giant Death Star thingamajig. It isn't Core the Immortal, so you survived the Citadel. But you won't survive what I have in store for you. It's past time your legend has come to an end. His name is, looks like Local or Low Key. I'm guessing Low Key, the Q. Oh, look, a robot! Alright, let's fight. Nice music here. I think my friend needs some help here. So this has got some real-time combat in it. Not bad at all. Again, I prefer turn-based, but you know this works well. Damn it! Let's switch swords here. Ah! Shit! Level 22? I think we should start taking off its... Start working the leg here. Alright, do some of this. Looks like the super restorative is like regen. Damn. Just like trying to. Looks like I got this thing staggered here, so I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Did we beat it? Yeah, we got it. Alright, so what's going on in the chat here? Love to see Lunar Silver Star get a remake. Yes, so would I. That's one of those games that gets released a lot of stuff, and it's always good. So, yeah, I beat Lunar Silver Star on the PlayStation, and really liked it. And I cheated. I used the Game Shark on it because I was in a hurry to beat it, but I really enjoyed playing it. Working designs made it a little more tedious to grind, but it was, I still really liked it a lot. And I've got Silver Star on the PlayStation on the Sega CD. Seeing you in action puts my mind at ease. It's clear I don't need to worry anymore. I'll return to watching the NIFs. Till next time, take care. Okay. Achievement unlocked. No turning back. We completed chapter 2. Alright. Wonder how many chapters there are in this game. Final Fantasy VII Remake had 18. Ain't so bad once you get out there. Still have a lot to do. A lot for us to do. Yeah. Buck up. We're just getting started. My guess is we're going to have to go to a lot of these different tombs of dead kings and get their powers for Noctis so he can avenge his kingdom that's been unjustly attacked. So I can share pictures to Facebook from this game. So you've got a friend that likes to take pictures. But it never posts right. I don't have Twitter because I'm not like a freaking masochist. Couldn't share this photo. I don't know, whatever. Saving. That's always a good thing to see. Chapter 3, The Open World. The Empire is a powerful foe, and Noctis has to travel before he can hope to reclaim the crystal. He sets out across new lands in search of the power of his forebearers. All right. Now, the Royal Pack comes with a bunch of stuff, but I'm not quite sure what it does. So, I don't know. I think it comes with some extra quests, and some bells and whistles for weapons, and maybe like, I don't know, like little extra sprites you can look at for fun. I have no idea. This seems like that seems in the ballpark of what the Royal Pack has, but I'm not completely sure. So the prince eludes death, and what of the elusive ring? Luna Freya has it. Find her and kill her. The ring is in the final. The ring's the final piece. This is the bad guy king here. We may do well to take her alive. Six-wheeled power beyond our imagination. The Oracle holds the key for the king. She could unlock many secrets. Nay, High Commander. This game's got some cool style to it. Lord Ravus, the Imperial Army is now at your disposal. It is kind of Final Fantasy VII-esque, but with a more... I'm outside on the highway vibe, My men and I will continue to search for the Prince and the Oracle. So glorious, my crystal. get to sit in the back seat while my friend drives. Lands beyond are vast compared to this place. We're headed to the wetlands. There's also a chocobo forest. I'm pretty content to just let my friend drive here. Better fill up the tank and hit the diner. I could go for some hash browns, to be quite honest. Never been much live events guy. What's the last concert I went to? Dude, I don't even know. You went to a Britney Spears concert in 2002. That's a hell of a concert to go to. So, fun fact, I live near Syracuse, New York, and it's the Great New York State Fair going on right now. My favorite band is Starship, who gave us such hits as We Built This City. And they're playing at the fair. Now, it's basically just Mickey Thomas and some musician friends of his. But I really like to go see them. I've never really been to a concert with, like, a band that I really want to see. So I have been kind of denied when it comes to experiencing a concert, I guess you could say. But yeah, Britney Spears, that's great. My wife's friend saw 98 Degrees today. They were playing at the fair. So it looks like Noctis has to go see his girlfriend here. I do like the dynamic of this guy with his buddies. And this guy seems to... Prompto seems to have a... No, I'm sorry. We're going to go see our lady friend first. You can wait for your chocobos. You know, I mean, I am the son of not son, I'm the grandson of a musician, barber. So I'd always used to go see my grandpa's old timers band play. And they're like kind of like a big band, you know, like clarinets and saxophones and trumpets and stuff like that. And they're really good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're awesome. It's just not like music I would rock out to. I have 11 gil. I should sell something here so I have more. Gonna sell all of this stuff. Scrap metal. Let's see what need I have for that. Rusted bit. Debased coin. Fossil shell. Fossil wood. Scorpion barb. Sounds like the name of a Pamela Anderson movie. The sequel to Barbed Wire. Scorpion barb. Alright, let's go into this diner and get some yums. This guy's telling us where to eat and sleep. As all good diner employees do. This dinner is 1400 gil, but it boosts my attack level. I'm gonna have some of Kenny's salmon. This is interesting how, like, eating at diners levels up your stats. What does this last thing do? Hunt. If I kill this thing, I get 2,000 gil. Level 14, level 12. What the hell? Alright, let's get moving and grooving. I do like the fact that you can jump in this game. Alright, let's go kill this monster and see if we can get some money. Yeah, I do feel bad. My friend did really, really want his chocobo. And now we're going to go fight these crazy bison things. He's level 32. I try to, like, the key seems to be to, like, try to hit this thing's butt here. Thing's a little bit more my speed, level 10. He's just got to kind of stick and move here. Damn. Now, we almost got this thing, right? Man, it's still in stasis? We got it. All right. All right. Seems like before video games came along, my youth always wanted to. In my youth, I always wanted to start a band. What kind of music? I've never been musically inclined. I've always liked to draw. That was always my artistic outlet. So, but my family has got a lot of musicians in it. My grandpa, like I said, was very musical. Alright, let's not. I'm not bothering with this thing anymore. Run, guys, just run. I want to get that stupid thing that there's the bounty on and then just go back to the next thing. No, these aren't quests. These are just like... Let's just go back to the car. The longer you walk, the better your survival skills will be. Now, I think today they just... Hang on a second here. I was saying many young people back in the day wanted to be in a band. Well, Rogue Drums, regular in our chat, like to be... I think they want to be YouTube or Twitter. Which, that's cool, too, because, it's all entertainment, and it takes different kinds of skills, like... we all seem to really like to watch funny YouTube videos or people on YouTube doing things that are pleasing to us. So that's cool too, whatever your creative calling is, I think it's cool. I'm not personally bemoaning youth trends. I'm not saying that you are. If you do want it, that's also fine with me. I don't care. But to me, being a YouTuber is more fun than being a musician. But You know, definitely music is something that is really important and inspiring, you know.
お、サニアか。知り合い？前にハンマーヘッドで話をしたことがあってな。そうよ。なんか話してたな。彼女の話。
She's knowledgeable about wildlife and can teach us a thing or two. Go on and introduce yourself. Talk to this lady. You know, I'm not really that obsessed with side quests. I just kind of want to do the story. Does she have braces? She wants me to catch frogs. Okay, she wants red frogs. And she wants them fresh. All right. Arrow. What's Arrow up to here? Flame that burns from passion youths is probably among some of the things that will always be a thing for any era. The idea of making it big by having a band was popular years ago. Then becoming some kind of internet celebrity is probably the equivalent of that today. Though whether that be for better or worse will depend on the person. Yeah, I agree. My mom was complaining today, like, you know, like, she's like, oh, I watched Say Yes to the Dress, and these girls are saying they're YouTube influencers, and it's like, well, what did they do? You know, it's like, listen, being able to have a successful like YouTube or Twitch career, like that takes talent. Like I don't care, even if it's just staying in shape and knowing how to put on makeup. Like that's a thing, you know. Um, and then in addition to that, having enough of a personality to be able to maintain people's attention. Like I remember, like Janine Garofalo, like I saw some like Siskel and Ebert thing, and it was talking about like these leftists. There's some movie about these leftists trying to make their own talk radio to counter the right, and like they were all like surprised at how hard it actually was to do this, because you know, fun fact, it's like it's not easy to talk for 2 hours. I mean, you have to be the right kind of person. You know, it's like the to be like a DJ or something like that. You have to have enough of a personality, you know, enough of an idea to have a good sense of humor and good things to talk about. You know, having longevity in your ideas to be able to sustain them in an interesting flow of thought. You know, do, 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 do. Yeah, let's go to this quest here. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, different things take different tasks, right? Like, I mean, someone who busts their ass being a rocket scientist might not make as much money as Pokimane, but I don't care, you know? Like, you know, I mean, I don't, like, begrudge athletes. I mean, like, I busted my ass in a PhD program. I don't, like, begrudge some athlete who knows how to throw a football, like, their paycheck. But I mean, I'm just rambling. Like, I'm totally fine with anyone else's opinions about these things. I wasn't lamenting youth. I was just making an observation. I'm not. I mean, I'm not saying you're lamenting youth. I'm just talking. You know. I mean, it's interesting because should I park? Um, because my step brothers who are Gen Xers, all had like garage bands in the mid 90s, you know? And now my students who I teach in high school, this goes exactly with what you were saying. You know, they all uh, they're all you know, wanting to do YouTube and stuff and Twitch. Are we there? I guess we're here. So where is this thing here? I mean, I lament youth all the time, so there's plenty to lament. From a teacher's perspective. Mainly, don't be angry at me for trying to do my job. Like, I'm sorry that you don't want to be in school. It's not my fault. We all have tasks to do. Stop taking it out on me. Where is this thing? And I'll just keep running in the direction while the numbers go down. The hell is this? Is this it? Why is there a fire here? I wonder what will count as being well known in the media in the future. Kind of a history buff. That's cool. I mean, I'm a history teacher, so I definitely respect that. I wonder what will count as well known. I don't know, you know, and I'm fine with like YouTube has been great for really countering a lot of the bullshit of established, you know, the whole like critic journalism kind of nonsense. I'm not saying that, you know, newspaper critics or magazine critics don't have a place. I'm just saying that I think a lot of them have been compromised or are so detached from the outside world that they just don't understand what people like, and it's to their detriment. So like, for example, like G4, you know, and I'm not saying I dislike G4, but like you could tell that like there were shenanigans going on between like video game companies and like critics, and like I've heard like Rob Liefeld, you know, talk about the role that Wizard Comics played with promoting certain kinds of comic book artists, and it's like I scratch your back, you scratch my back kind of thing. Um, you know, or there's just a kind of a lot of elitism, you know, like I remember like so yeah, I was saying like how my favorite band was Starship, and like the so-called, you know, like Rolling Stone magazine or whatever bullshit, you know, they're all like, oh, you're like the worst band ever. It's like, you know, Bloodsport, which is my favorite movie of all time, that was like, you know, the critics thought that movie sucked. So like, you know, I don't freaking care. You know, I don't care what critics think. So when I'm talking about this, like if you go on YouTube, you can find like honest opinions of people that I think are much more in tune. That are much more in tune with, you know, the what's good and what's bad about the this thing being critiqued. Like, you know, for example, like I would much rather trust Classic Game Room than anything on G4. Because I can tell that Mark, you know, plays the games and likes the games and just if it's fun for him, then it's good, and he can explain why it's fun for him, and that's all that really matters, you know? Like, all this other shit, like what's in style and what's out of style, like, that's all arbitrary. And I mean, and I guess, like, the thing with when you're a critic, it's like, you can potentially say, like, well, anything's arbitrary, but you should at least be able to explain, what you're saying, and understand that just because you think something doesn't mean it's the definitive statement on anything. My friends are saying, like, don't forget about us. They're all in good health. I know what you want. Let's take a look at the chat here. While I'm fighting here, I got this on pause. I haven't been alive for long, but I wouldn't have ever really expected the internet to end up as a platform where people can legitimately hold some kind of fame. It's democratic, which I like. The Chocolate Rain guy, Star Wars guy, Numa guy, etc. have all their 15 minutes of fame, and that's about as much as I expected. I don't even, well, to speak to your point, I don't even know who some of those people are, so. I actually like to watch Wavy Web Surf. He talks a lot about internet phenomenon. But I hear some teachers will say things like they'll kind of act like they think it's stupid that kids want to be like YouTubers or like Twitch streamers and stuff, and I think that's awesome. I think it's really good that they're passionate about those kinds of things, and it's a goal that they have, and it's if you can do that, it's really good, and you can maybe like start to earn some money or gain some self-confidence or learn some analytical skills. So all of that's like really good. It's just a question of like you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You got to know how to do things other than just play video games. And quite frankly, if you're genetically gifted to be a charismatic, pretty girl, then it's going to be easier for you. I mean, a lot of people like the quartering, like to bitch about that kind of stuff, but I'm sorry that people like gamers like to watch pretty girls play video games. Like that doesn't bother me. It bothers me when the girls start like shaming people to give donations. Like that's annoying. The hell is this? Just beat that thing and all of a sudden it's like... Can I camp? I guess I can't. It's dangerous to travel and I return to the rest point. Yes. Can I do that? Where's the rest point? I'm just gonna run. Alright, let's camp here. Good thing our friend here is a chef. So it looks like he can make a variety of meals here. Let's see what's going on in the chat while we figure out what to eat for dinner here. The platypus song was the hipster viral video for me. Though I doubt people would consider that a YouTube. I don't even remember that song. I don't know. I never really paid attention to like that kind of thing. Um, I mean, I remember like over COVID break, I would watch a lot of Wavy Web Surf, and he had a lot of stuff with like Chad Warden and Boxy. Like, you know, those they were cool. Like Chad Warden always talk about like the PlayStation 3 and call it the PS Triple. And Boxy was like this like emo waifu. Let's have some of this. It's so weird in this game how eating food levels you up. Noctis has yet to go fishing in this game. I know that's his big skill.
あ、この写真いいじゃん。
でしょ俺も好き
Yeah, I don't know. It just says can't share photo. Whatever. I don't care. Well, we've had some fun playing Final Fantasy 15. I mean, I could probably play this a little longer, but why don't we take a break from this game here? We'll have some diversity in the stream. I don't know what we'll do next. Although with International Channel and Arrow in the chat, I'm pretty sure you guys would love to watch some International Channel tapes. 142. What the hell, man? Well, it is getting pretty late, so we should watch some tapes. Yeah. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. Actually, I'm gonna get myself some coffee here. Luckily, I can go to sleep whenever I want, so coffee doesn't really keep me awake at night. I mean, it'll keep me awake if I want it to keep me awake, but it's not like something that, you know, makes it so I'm like an insomniac or anything like that. So we should watch some tapes. Although I guess the stream's going another hour. I don't know about that, so don't like. I don't know how long the stream is going here. So. Pouring coffee strictly because I like the taste, not because I'm going to will myself to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning. Because I don't want to do that. So. All right, so what tapes shall we watch here? No worries, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, that's cool. All right. Well, hopefully Final Fantasy 15 wasn't too boring for you guys. It's, you know, normally I play more than one video game, but go at the pace you can go at. You know, normally I play more than one video game, but I feel pretty awake, and I'm liking Final Fantasy 15, and I'm trying to, if I can beat it before, I've read it's like a 30-hour game, and if I stay pretty, lately it's always been one game in tapes. Well, we can, we can adjust accordingly or whatever the will of the order is here. So, we'll, what tape is in here now? Let's see. Ooh, it's HOT. Alright, so this is a YouTube tape, it looks like. This is something I taped off YouTube at a friend's house. And it's HOT's We Are the Future. My favorite HOT song. Now, I discovered this song on International Channel. This right here is the low-budget Korean Street Fighter 2. Can't say I'm complaining watching Noel ramble about miscellaneous stuff and have occasional tapes every so often. That's the name of the channel. I really, this is HOT's best work right here. This is the best K-pop right here. I thought me and Era are the only ones in the chat. I guess no one else is here to object. Yeah. Now that I've got a tablet, I wonder if that particular music video is still up. I don't know. If it's not, I should upload it, because I have a copy of it on my iMac. It's really funny. So last summer, when I was working on my manga, I watched a bunch of episodes of One Life to Live, from the 1980s. And now they're not on YouTube anymore, and it really bothers me. I'm sure there's official uploads now, but I always enjoy seeing the comment sections in older videos. You got that right. Yeah, those One Life to Live uploads are really good. Tina was having a face turn, and Vicky had a split personality named Nikki, and Bryn Thayer from Matlock was trapped behind the Iron Curtain. It was good stuff. And it was from some Philadelphia ABC station. So they kept having this local news commercial about these good-natured, dogged local reporters who are up late working on their stories about sewage plants. Yeah. Chicken Kiev, more like chicken salad. This is going to be an all-nighter. So I'm calling about the sewage plant. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that now I've found this channel had to have some old international video with a comment from Noel. Probably. It's interesting, I think YouTube is catching on more in Japan, or maybe Japanese companies, I don't want to jinx it, might be loosening up a little bit, because I'm getting more and more Japanese comments on my videos. Alright, there's a good video. What else is on this tape? I don't know. Once I got into college and was able to find, I'd walk to Sound City, Segata Sanshiro. I started buying more 80s records. I used to have my friend's dad, who had a nice record collection, tape the records for me when I was in high school. So I would get these like 80s mixtapes, like this one right here. This is one that one of my best friend's dad made for me. And he'd give these like funny names like Cryptic, the Sea of Dead Languages. And he'd like make it full of like Aha songs and Duran Duran. This tape is an interesting one. It's got Unmarried Family and the anime in Arabic on it. Jamming with Edward, Cowboy Bebop, Tenchi Muyo Ryoki. I love me some Segata Sanshiro and the Sega Saturn. Bomberman. I wish that Sega of America just showed these commercials subtitled in the United States. Like, literally, what would they have to lose? I mean, as much as I love Segata Sanshiro, and I love Segata Sanshiro deeply, you guys can see Segata on YouTube. Although, we should watch this commercial. It's great. Ah, yeah, such good stuff. Segata's sad sacrifice. Oh man. I gotta get Segata Sanshiro Shinken Yugi. Sega Satan. What's next? Alright, after this one we'll switch the tape. Everybody Supersonic Racing. Ah, that one's so good. All right. Well, oh yeah, this one we gotta do this one too. You have no idea how much I love Sega Saturn. Boy, you did love the Sega Saturn. I know you only did this stuff because you didn't have any other way to view them, but I really wish I did something similar to what you did in directly recorded YouTube videos years ago. Yeah, absolutely. We can revisit that tape if you want. But no, I taped every Segata Sanshiro commercial on this tape. Okay, let's see what's on this tape here. Unmarried Family, that was a great show. I'm sure I've probably showed that on the channel before.
Extraordinary wave radio from Bose. Press the remote control and hear big, rich sound that fills the room. Sound so rich, popular science called it a sonic marvel. You hear
Okay, so this is
meant to be heard. Clear.
This is an interesting one. This has Estonian commercials from the USSR.
And now you can.
Harry Egypt will strike your channel though, so I'm not going to show those. How do I know? Because he struck my channel before.
Big stereo sound from a radio. Call today. Order now and take advantage of our 12-month interest-free payment plan.
This one has got Dragon Ball The Magic Begins on it. Okay, so I used to really like Unmarried Family. So that chick is his ex-wife. They have a kid together. That's his girlfriend. They end up breaking up. I don't think they get together. They might get together. I don't remember. But all the characters on this show are pretty cool and likable. There is a scene where they play Dance Dance Revolution. That was good. And I just genuinely like the opening to this show a lot. So, yeah, this is Unmarried Family. And this was a Fuji drama that was on before Hey 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 and Dragon Ball. In fact, we need to watch the opening to this. Even though you can find the opening on my channel, but still, I want to watch the opening to it. This opening actually didn't have any words to it, but it had a really cool instrumental theme. International Channel, do you remember this show? I don't know if Diego's here or not. He would probably remember it. I know El Hazard had the second. I do have the second opening. I just got to find it. I'll upload it. I always like the opening to this too. I liked how he walks through different situations here. I didn't watch any J-dramas at the time. Gotcha. You know, I didn't either. And then I started to just see the openings and how cool they were, and I just started watching them. So. Home and Away with what's her face? Miho Nakayama is great. That had a great opening too. So I probably would have been in 12th grade when this was on, or I was either in 12th grade or right in college. Wee! This guy always had kind of a Don Johnson-esque quality to him in the sense that he would always be just kind of like this cool guy stressed out smoking a cigarette. Like, smoking is not good, but, like, when an 80s style guy does it, it's like the coolest looking thing ever. But seriously, don't smoke. House Hinoichi Tofu.
外から見えないハウス日の一豆腐の美味しい秘密は選び抜かれたアメリカ産の大豆と鮮度へのこだわりを
I just went to Drama Wiki to find information about them. Interesting. Yeah, I used to love the Fuji dramas. They had one that was like set in Japan, the like Imperial Japan, like toward. I didn't really like that one that much. But other than that, I really tended to like them a lot. It's about like geishas or something.
ゴールデンパレスオンラインカジノに訪問して最先端のバーチャルワールドを自分の目で行って確かめましょう。www.goldenpalace.com 最高級のギャンブル体験をお楽しみください。
Alright. We're gonna fast forward this because I've got a whole episode of Unmarried Family on here. And, you know, we'll see what's on after that. Probably Hey Hey and Dragon Ball. So, yeah. I wonder if Dragon Ball The Magic Begins. This is another good. This is one of my favorite Dragon Ball GTs when Goten is on a date. Stuff like that. I like those like slice of life episodes. They were kind of like sitcom-y.
American. I am an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I'm an American. I am an American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
Thursday on International Channel. Be ready for some excitement on the Hong Kong Movie
Ooh, it's the Hong
Express.
Kong Movie Express.
Adventure, romance, superpowers, and much, much more. The Hong Kong Movie Express is never boring. Catch it Thursday at 1 a.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific on International Channel.
Ooh, porno graffiti. My iced tea stuff is running thin, and I'm kicking myself for throwing away so many tapes. Yeah, man. I am just so grateful I kept my tapes. So did you tape a lot of stuff? I should probably upload this. Hey 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 is, since it's not around anymore, they usually let you upload stuff from Hey Hey Hey, which is really nice. Whole episodes will get blocked in Japan, but the performances are being able to stay up. Even in Japan, I think some footage was recorded over. I wish there was some technology to retrieve them. Yeah, I hear that, man. My freaking mom taped over some stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen Machan recently. I know I brought it up. He's got like, he's grown his hair out, dyed it blonde, and hit the weights. I mean, he's not like roided up jacked, but he's definitely like muscled up. Like, he wears like a t-shirt now. I recorded a lot, but not as much as you. I would just go to the drugstore and buy tapes like all the time, and I'd always like stretch the tapes out for 6 hours, so, which is why some of the quality on them is not always great, but you know, I kind of enjoy the lower quality. Gives it a kind of an aesthetic warmth, so. Let's get to the performance. I love the interviews, but Music Station hasn't been on in a couple weeks. My Japanese TV app doesn't work anymore, which is sad. It used to work really well. Now the best I can do is go find shady streaming sites to watch TV Asahi. Hopefully I'm not giving my phone AIDS, you know? If you uploaded your Hey 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 stuff, they would be the most popular videos on your channel. That Ayumi Hamasaki 24th birthday party got a lot of views in a hurry. The Gundogs video, you know, like the kind of more niche stuff doesn't, but you're right. The Hey 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 stuff gets a lot of hits, and fine by me, you know. I am all about spreading the gospel of Hey Hey Hey. One of my favorite videos that I uploaded was TM Revolution's Hey 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 intro, where he's just screaming incoherent things in English into a microphone. It's fantastic. This is TM Revolution, and it's a revolution time. I'm the new Red King of Boo. Hey, hey, hey. Find shady streaming sites to watch TV Asahi. You mean you aren't supposed to do that? I mean, I have no idea. Yeah, I just... Any port in a storm... joking aside, it might be worthwhile to dig around for IPTV service. I don't even know what that is. What is IPTV services? Ooh, it's Max. I initially looked into those to get what is this here? To get my folks here at home off cable TV. Interesting. Ooh, you know what? I think they do a larger than life cover. From the Backstreet Boys. I'm not gonna lie, Backstreet Boys, I'm cool with them. You know, when I was in high school, like, I was never one. I wasn't ever like, you know, screaming about how much I loved boy bands, but I never was like, you know, anti-boy band. I would kind of say, it's not really my cup of tea, but there are definitely like some good songs from Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Larger Than Life was a good one. Backstreet's Back. But I don't think that's this song. Or is it? I don't know. Let's see. Moonlight. I know I have another SM Town summer vacation video somewhere around here that I gotta find. The like early 2000s SM Town stuff from South Korea I like that stuff a lot. The whole idea of like a big happy family of K-pop stars is makes me happy. I'm also thinking about Napoleon Dynamite when I hear that song. You know, I've never seen Napoleon Dynamite. I know of it. I know, like, the Vote for Pedro stuff and some of the lines from it. But I don't know the plot of it that well. Around this period, Hey 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 was having a lot of like Utada Hikaru stuff, you know. She's actually kind of popular in the United States among anime fans because of her Kingdom Hearts stuff. Yeah, she was okay. Ah, Japanese flower delivery service.
でもこれからはインターネットで日本に直接オーダーができるようになりました。まずフジテレビフラワーセンターにアクセス。豊富なアレンジメントの日本の中から選んでクリック。オーダー簡単操作でもっと便利。フジテレビフラワ
I
ー
wonder if that website is still active.
Let's face it, I'm not getting any younger, but I have discovered a way to feel younger.
We have discovered something that helps us.
He's
feel
not getting any
really
younger,
energized.
but I can guarantee he is chopping wood, and I'm gonna guess by this commercial getting wood. And I'm just kidding. No, it's not Viagra. It's just a mattress right there. So there you go.
Nautilus lets you customize your comfort by controlling the air pressure on each side of the bed.
So I can have my side.
Oh, this was gonna be one of those commercials like, I'm 75 years old. Now look at me.
By designing these interlocking air chambers to evenly distribute your weight.
I've never slept so well.
I figure Nautilus knows a thing or two about quality. That made it an easy choice.
Nautilus.
Alright, let's fast forward this a little bit here.
Population is 1.1 billion.
Ah, Gohan. My favorite. Gonna see the main character of this season of Dragon Ball Z right here. I really like the big brother, little brother dynamic with Goten and Gohan. I like to think of me and my wife as Gohan and Videl. Are you planning to upload more international channel stuff? Yes. Boo Saga stuff? Yes. I just have taken a couple. I'll upload more stuff. I'm just trying to beat Final Fantasy 15, but I'll upload some more stuff tomorrow. Ooh, Super Saiyan 3. Hopefully we don't get in trouble. Ended up revisiting a fan sub tape of Boo Saga a little while ago after fixing my VCR's eject door. Didn't expect to look up that opening again. That's one of my all-time favorite openings in anime is We Gotta Power. This whole season started out so well. you know, the way they were doing things, and then the ending was just like thrown on there, and it really to this day bothers me. We've detected copyrighted audio. All right. Fine, let's fast forward this here. We'll get to We Were Angels in a second here. Though maybe it would be foolish of me not to expect that from this channel. Oh yeah, no, we're totally gonna watch as much Gohan as possible on this channel. Because he is the strongest non-fused Dragon Ball Z character. I was about to warn you, they beat me to it. They'll never know. Whatever. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh. Body and Soul. Some smooth sounds right here. It's the Luther Vandross CD collection. So we see Gohan training with the sword right here. Good stuff. And then Lost Universe starts popping. Avert your eyes if Lost Universe comes on here. I don't want to have us get in any more trouble than we need to. So the worst thing that's been happening is my videos just get blocked in Japan. But I don't know. Goku is teaching Goten and Trunks how to do the fusion dance. Ooh.
The magic. The second you tap down, 6 carbon steel blades slice your food perfectly.
I love the lack of pretension in international channel commercials. Like, you know, it's just like there's none of this like bullshit where it's like, we made you feel something, buy our product. It's like, we've achieved communism by making it so that you have a food processor that can fit in the palm of your hand, enjoy this product, and order it for $20.
It's great for pecans, almonds, and walnuts, and even strong enough to crush ice. Call now and receive the amazing Quick Chop for only $19.99. But wait, there's more. We'll also include this amazing folding chopping board free. Use your Quick Chop.
Thank goodness, because that piece of paper is a $10 value. I'll tell you that right now.
Yours free. And here's a super value. If you call right now, we'll double your order. You get a second Quick Chop and a second folding chopping board, absolutely free.
Boy, it's a good thing my family's asleep, or I would be knocking them down to get to the phone with this offer. I don't care. Women, children, they're all going down. Nothing's going to get between me and my Quick Chop.
So get chopping. Call 1-800-914-9966. That's 1-800-914-9966. Call now.
Okay, hopefully we don't get in trouble for this, but this is literally probably my favorite anime closing credits right here. Tried looking for the Fuzuoku 9000 on eBay, but no success. Damn. Did you find any blue Sant? Because that'll increase your bust size. Man, this is such a great song. And the content of the ending is just so cool, too.
おめだった。ねえ、修行ってダンスの修行なの？こんなんじゃ本当に魔人ブーに勝ってる。
Aw, go 10.
次回、ドラゴンボール Z。じゃあみんな、僕、あの世に帰る。僕たちが頑張らなきゃ。
Ah, Fuji Fun Time. You truly have provided us with a fun time. News Express FCI this.
To sign up for a monthly newsletter, connect to internationalchannel.com and click on Club IC. It includes program schedules, updates, and special offers.
Can your radio
I don't need to see the Bose radio commercial. I mean, it's fine, but I really want to know that this airport in Saudi Arabia covers 87 square miles of Arabian desert. Shinesman! I didn't realize I taped Shinesman on here. So this must have been when they were rerunning the Japanese action explosion. Oh man, I love Shinesman so much. I gotta do a review of this anime for the channel, for the anime review section, the video game section, or no, the anime review section of the Noel ComiX YouTube channel.
最近のニュー嵐、あなたの仕業ね。シャインズマンレー、シャインズマンボスリー、シャインズマングレー。
I also love the Hino Robu Kageyama opening to this as well.
今回の敵は随分とあっけなかったですね。
私たちが強くなったのよ。
松本君も随分
This is like the best anime ever. I love this so much. I gotta find some fan subs of the Shinesman manga, or this needs to be translated into English, because the Shinesman manga seemed really funny. The anime was amazing. Shine Zuma. The Gray Montero of Shinesman Gray and Salmon Pink in the co-pilot seat. Is there a full version of the Fuji Funtime jingle? I have no idea. They should have done something with Krillin's daughter in GT. I agree. They should have had Bra instead of Pan in GT for the going on the Grand Tour. All right, let's watch the whole hour-long OVA. Looks like there are a few partial translations out. Interesting. Please, hey, Arrow, can you please send me that? Because I would love to read that. I'd really, really be grateful. You should get your daughter a stuffed fish. Yes, I should. I love this so much. I have this on the channel. I have this whole OVA on the channel. I have the original broadcast of this OVA on the channel. This is the second time Shinesman was broadcast. you can tell I watched the tape less. Because, like, the one that I uploaded, I watched the tape so much that it was kind of grainy. So, this one, the tape is a little bit better quality. So, the only one I don't have is Earthian. And that's because I know I have episodes. I've got episodes 1 and 2. Part of my I know I have all of episode 2, and then 3 I didn't wasn't that into. I mean I have the DVD, but I didn't mind that part of 3 got taped over because there was an episode where the 2 main characters were like getting it on, and I was like, it was like totally out of nowhere, and I was like, what the hell is this? It's just like, so that was kind of unpleasant. The 4th episode was okay. I really like the closing theme to the 4th episode. But the first episodes of Earthian are just really good. And the artwork and the ending credits of the 2nd episode is one of the most beautiful things in anime. So I love Yun Koga's artwork. In fact, I just uploaded a Yun Koga gallery to my channel. It looks like Arrow just sent me the manga. Princess Sheena's hilarious. What I love about this anime too, the character designs are so good because she's got this like cool, pretty shoujo style, but it's a shonen anime topic. It's just really the best of both worlds. It's just freaking hilarious. Because as a Westerner, I can appreciate Power Rangers. Like, the definition of comedy is reality colliding at levels that it shouldn't. At least that's the one definition of comedy I always liked. And it's definitely in this anime, right? You've got, like, businessmen being you've got Power Rangers and the Japanese business world combining, and it's hilarious. I think the Kingo Hamada did do the theme to the 2nd Earthian OVA. Did that Kingo Hamada song you used get blocked or private? What are you talking? Are you talking about my fan art of Blair and Cliff? Because, which is the name of that song. I love Shinesman dearly. I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit though because it's getting on the later side. There's the fish. I want to rewind that part. Non-dog pizza. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I want to watch the part where it shows the origin of the Shinesman right here. Yeah, it's not on your IC playlist. Oh, you know what? I think I did a better version of it, and I might not have put it on the playlist. So I'll have to double check that. Because I think I spruced up the fan art, and I might. So I think if memory serves me correctly, I spruced up the fan art, did a newer version of it, and put it in the comic book section of my channel. But I'll put it in the IC section as well if I haven't already.
コードネームは特務戦隊シャインズ。あなたの仲間を紹介するわ。ライト商事営業部所属手紙友達。シャインズマンボスクリーン。ライト商事人事部所属山寺修。
I always like Yamadera's design.
ライト商事営業部課長小野翔太郎。シャインズマンセピア。ライト商事情報作業事業部日高理子。シャインズマンサーモンピーク。あなたたち5人が私の作り上げた特務戦隊シャインズマンなのね。シャインズマンレッどうして俺はシャインズマンになったなんですかこれは。
ああ、ごめんごめん。たまりへのお土産なんだ。たまり？小野課長のお子さんですか。可愛いですね。親の私が言うのもなんだが、とってもいい子だよ。会社の雰囲気にも慣れてきたようだね。あ、はい、早見先輩。サイエンス電気打ち合わせだ。
All right, Hayumi Senpai, we gotta fast forward this a little bit here. But seriously, I love Shinesman dearly. It's literally it's one of my all-time favorite animes. Yeah, it's on your comic art section. Okay, I will include it on the IC section here. I'm fast forwarding just through Shinesman, just because the clock is ticking and I want to see what else is on this tape. And I will, the closing credits to Shinesman is amazing as well. So I want to watch that. Yeah, no, Shinesman. So yeah, so after Votoms and Tyler ended, they reran the Japanese Action Explosion after Dragon Ball. So, you know, Ninja Cadet, Sailor Victory, Shinesman, Tokyo Vice, Earthian, and then Princess Rouge.
No love.
AIDS. It's the AIDS hotline.
A special announcement from the American Property Network.
That stuff was the best part of Shinesman, yes.
$29 per month. Choose from thousands of
There's
cars.
so much good in Shinesman.
このままじゃ済まさないわよ。大体5人がかりにかかってくるなんて必要よ。正義の味方のすることじゃないわ。5人がかりそうだわ。
The Right Trading Company. How dare they challenge my Montero? Planet Voice. Yeah, this was a quality 2-episode OVA right here. Dude, the Hindi movie.
Up next, only on International Channel.
Has back pain got you bent over?
Here you go, the Fuzuoku 9000.
Does traveling have you twisted in knots? Then you need Fuzuoku 9000, the pocket-sized personal massager.
Was the Japanese animation explosion just a big compilation of various OVAs? Yes, it was a compilation of Anime Works OVAs. So yeah, it was just a bunch of stuff from Anime Works, and it was awesome. And like I said, Princess Rouge, which is probably, I think, the most obscure one of those, ended up getting me a strike on the channel. I have no idea why that got me a strike. I don't know why anyone would want to strike it. Really nice kind of harem anime with some fantasy themes, but I don't know.
And the pain is gone.
Beautiful, beautiful closing credits.
Ready anywhere, anytime you are. And for even more pleasure, Fuzuoku comes with 3 stimulation tips. Each one applies a unique feeling for increased sensations that will have you or a partner totally satisfied. It's like turning one massager into 3. And with this easy step-by-step massage guide, you'll experience the utmost pleasure from your Fuzuoku. Hey, don't spend over $200 on an expensive, clumsy massager. Order the Fuzuoku 9000 right now.
Don't get a concussion from this giant massager.
You'll receive this handy carry pouch to store your Fuzuoku in a briefcase or travel bag. Yours free. We guarantee you'll feel good all over or your money back. You get it all for only $19.95. Order now. For fastest delivery, credit card customers call 1-800-469-9009 to order your Fuzuoku for just $19.95 and receive the carry pouch free. Or send check or money order to this address. When you call, ask about the special offer on a second Fuzuoku. We also accept checks by phone. Call 1-800-469-9009 now.
The batteries are
My
included.
kids call it the red mask.
This red thing on my face. My grandkids get stick.
This crazy rosacea commercial. We don't need to watch you. Yeah, out of the Japanese action explosion, Earthian was the only one that had more than 2 episodes. Pretty much all of the Japanese action explosion was like 1 to 2 episodes, but Earthian had 4. Shinesman Reddo Sticky.
レッドの素顔だとレッドの正体を知ってるのか戻ってこい王子椎名様いつもの冗談ですよそうかそうだなあいつがレッドの正体を知ってるわけないな椎名のやつ脅かしよってその手に乗るか
I feel like I spend most of my time hoarding anime than I do actually watching it. Well, nothing wrong with that. Aw. Little Shota. When I tuck in Santino. Strong Shinesman Red. This has got such nice ending credits too, and nice artwork too. I gotta find the full version of this song. I wonder if it's on YouTube. If not, I need to try to find it. Oh, you know what? I got some mini singles of Black or White from Daisuke Asakura and Team Revolution off Electromancer. I'll show them to you before I log off. Jesus, it's 2:45. Man. All right, I gotta go to bed. IG did this. They do good work. Tokyo Rose does the translating. Cowboy Bebop. Okay, we gotta go to bed. I would be more than happy to show more things, but it's getting way too late. So, all right. So yes, always good night with these streams. All right. Well, summer's winding down, sadly, but I will do as many of these as possible. I'll try to do a couple this coming week. Try to get a bang for our buck while we got it. I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure Shinesman Red was an actual Super Sentai series. I don't know. That would be fascinating if they did a live action Shinesman. Cool. All right, gang. Well, I'm going to catch some Z's, and I will see you in the near future. I'll try to upload some more international channel stuff off of VHS tape, and just upload some random stuff. I'm trying to get as much of Final Fantasy 15 in as I can while I'm on summer break as well. So I'm just trying to balance all those things. Drawing Final Fantasy 15 and uploading international channel stuff and streaming on YouTube. I'd like to do those. More international stuff would be great. I'll see what I can do tomorrow. I'll see what I can do tomorrow. And that stuff uploads pretty quickly. As long as I don't do like really long stuff. So, I'll see what I can do. Cool. All right, gang. I will see you in the very near future. Thank you, as always, for indulging me and my interests. And tune in for more content coming soon on the Noel ComiX YouTube channel. Good night, and bye for now. See you soon.